Hi class 6, welcome back to the chemistry class. So today what we are going to know, now we have already crossed this matter, we have learned about the matters. So from there we have known about the atoms, right? So what are the characters of atoms? First we can say that atom or the atoms are the smallest unit of a matter, right? And they possess all of the property of the matter inside themselves, but they cannot exist freely in the nature. That is their disadvantage, right? So what is the advantage they can take from the nature? Say they can combine together, say one or not one or two or three of the atoms, if they come together to form another molecule, they can stay or they can persist in the nature. This is how the molecules comes into play. Okay, so here we can say that atoms are basically the smallest unit of the matter which contain all of the property of the matter inside themselves, but they cannot exist freely in the nature, except there is an exception. What are the exception? The noble gases. They are so self-dependent, they can stay freely in the nature. Okay, so except them, we can say these atoms need some of the help from the nature to come into their stable condition. For that, we can say that these are the atoms. Now they cannot stay freely in the nature. That's why they need to combine among each other. These are the atoms, and they combine together to form a stable. They are unstable to form another particle called molecule. Now, what is the biggest advantage of a molecule? They can stay freely in the nature. So, they are stable. Okay, so how we can say? Once again, we can define a molecule as the smallest unit of a element or a compound. They contain all of the property inside themselves of element and a compound, and especially after that also they can stay freely in the nature. So they have an advantage over everything or every kind of atom. Now, as we have already understood the concept of the molecules, now based on what kind of atoms they are going to combine, they form two types. What? The molecules of elements and the molecules of compounds. Now we have already gone through these two pure substances, elements and compounds. What are their characteristics? What are their properties? We have gone through. So you only can say that what are the property those kind of molecules will be containing. So these kind of molecules of element, they are combined of two or more atoms of same element, right? So for example, we can take an example of hydrogen. Two hydrogen atoms, they combine together to form a H2, and this is a molecule of an element. Now coming to the molecule of compound, what are they and how they are differing? Combination of elements chemically. Now see, you can understand the difference. What is happening? Two or more atoms. We have taken, let's take the example where we are taking one carbon atom and two oxygen atom. Okay, let's not write in this way. Let's write like this. Okay, so here one carbon atom, one oxygen. They are reacting chemically. Okay, so all these two are different elements, but they are combining together to give rise to a molecule that is CO2, and it will have the property which is different from their mother element or the mother atom of the element. Okay, so what from here, what we are going to get a concept of atomicity. Say the number of atoms present in the molecule of an element is known as its atomicity. Okay, so based on this atomicity, before that we can understand that what is the atomicity basically. Suppose the example we had taken just before, hydrogen. That means one molecule of hydrogen, that is H2, it contains two atoms of hydrogen. That is the atomicity of it. That is the 2, or how we can say H2 is diatomic because it will contain two atoms. So here, based on this atomicity, how we can classify the elements? First, mono means 1, di means 2, tri means 3, tetra means 4, poly means more than 4. Okay, so here, first monatomic, a molecule is consisting one atom. So if you can recall, I have already said that molecule has a exception inside them, that is the rare gases, that is the noble gases. So what are those? Like helium, the symbol of it is He. Neon stands for Ne. Argon stands for Ar. These are the monatomic molecules. Okay, because they don't need another atom to be satisfied or to be stable. Okay, so after that, coming to the normal atoms like diatomic. That means can be oxygen, O2, hydrogen, H2, nitrogen, N2, and all. Now, when this oxygen, you put another one oxygen atom with this O2, it will form what? O2 plus another oxygen atom, it gives rise to O3, which is called ozone. Alright. After that, coming to the tetraatomic. Tetraatomic, like P, the example of phosphorus. Symbol becomes P4, and polyatomic, similarly more than 4 it will be. So here that is sulfur, because sulfur can contain 8 atoms altogether. Okay, so this is how we understand how many types of atomicity can it be, and the element can be classified based on their atomicity. Now we are going to understand some of the uses of water, carbon dioxide and sodium chloride in our regular life. Now before knowing that, we have to know what are the elements that are present in this compound, that is water, carbon dioxide and sodium chloride. that is hydrogen. So two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. Okay. Now, what is the use of water? First of all, this is a universal solvent because it can dissolve certain thing inside it, almost everything. Okay, certain things which are soluble in fat and alcohol kind of solvents, but other than that, water can dissolve almost 80% of the things. Okay, that is the reason it is called universal solvent. Now, in a human body or in a plant, why water is so important? First of all, just now I said that 70% of our body is filled with water. How? Because in blood, in our body, the base is form of water. And in case of plants also, the plants with the help of the root, they suck up or they absorb what? They absorb the nutrient which are dissolved in water and which are present in the soil. Understand? So in the case of human also, as well as in case of plant, water is very important and which is a compound. Now coming to the carbon dioxide. Similarly, carbon dioxide contains one atom of carbon and two atoms of oxygen. Okay, so here it is totally together forming and giving rise to a new compound or one molecule of new compound, that is the carbon dioxide. Now, carbon dioxide is basically famous for photosynthesis. The basic use of it is in photosynthesis because whenever the plant is making their own food, they need carbon dioxide. Without carbon dioxide, the earth will be totally plantless or plant cannot make their own food. Maximum, there are certain exceptions though, but other than that, plants basically need carbon for making the glucose, which is their basic food. And further from there, we are getting benefited. So if there is no plant, there is no human, no any other animals. So carbon dioxide is very important in our nature. In this way, we can understand. And other than that also, how we are accustomed with carbon dioxide, because we inhale oxygen and we give out carbon dioxide. This is how the carbon dioxide and oxygen cycle is maintained in our earth. Okay. Now after that, this is NaCl or sodium chloride, which is famous as common salt. So it contains sodium atom and chlorine, that stands for Cl. So NaCl, that means it contains one atom of sodium and one atom of chlorine, which chemically combine together to give rise of one molecule of sodium chloride, and that is famous as common salt. Other than enhancing taste in our food, common salt is certain role in our biological system. Okay, so this is it for this class, and we are going to see each other in our next video with some of the question answer related to this topic.